Head coach Todd Golden spoke postgame on the Gators winning the rebounding battle.
It was awesome. I thought our guys did a great job, setting the tone that way. We talked a lot about it for the first couple games. We didn't do a great job on the glass. We wanted to put an emphasis on that tonight against a team that we think is pretty dang good, to be honest. They played really well last Friday, and at Ole Miss gave them all they wanted, had a second half lead of double digits. And so for us to come in and kind of control the game the way we did, I thought said a lot. And the emphasis that we put on the glass was really good as well.
Gators next take on in-state rival FSU in Tallahassee this Friday, tip-off at 6. You can catch the game live on 10:10 a.m. It's 81 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, the big dog is here. Matter of fact, it's a full house. We've got big dogs everywhere. Big Searcy, the Hurricane Hall of Famer, even though he's a one-loss Hall of Famer right now with the Hurricanes. Matty Hayes, Coach Campo hanging out with us today. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. Tuesday, we are ready to rock and roll. I tried to bring in gifts to Leon today, something healthy like a granola bar and whatnot. And then once again, he comes in with the tight lady furnishing us with some great lunch. You're just too good to us,
I had to go see her. No, I'm not having an affair with the tight lady. But I did find out her real name is Miss Karen. Miss Karen was back in the grilling today. So I had to go see Miss Karen.
Thank you, Miss Karen.
Yes.
Thank you, Big Searcy.
She's still the tight lady.
Yeah, she's still the tight lady, 100%, no question about it. Now, things are not tight around here, okay? They're not. It's a loose, maybe even kind of sideways ship right now. Who's in charge? Who's running at the rudder? There's all sorts of things we could say about this football team heading into mid-November with nothing on the brains of most Jaguar fans out there. The first thing on their brain right now is who are we going to draft? And when is that guy going to be given his walking papers? Those are the two things that are probably popping up for a lot of Jaguar fans out there right now.
It's not even Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we got past Halloween knowing we should have been talking about the draft.
Listen to this. So they're 2-8 now, right? Mm-hmm. This time last year, they're 8-3, going for that first seed, man.
Yes. After Thanksgiving, after you had you had just finished your last turkey salad sandwich, and they had a chance to play for the number.
So they're going to be 2-9 after this week, after the loss to the Lions, okay?
Yeah.
So they'll be 2-9, and at this point, exact point last year, they're 8-3, playing for the 1 seed.
Yeah.
So if any of you guys want to start talking about, they were 9-8 his first 2 years. Yeah. The bottom has fallen out beginning last year at 8-3. Yeah. And it's getting worse and worse.
It's a 3-13 record since then, honestly.
It has. But you know what? Coach Campo and I haven't been coach and me being a player. We were in the production meeting. It was like, Coach said, I said, Coach, did you just watch the 22? He said, I watched the 22. He said, they're playing hard. He said, but that doesn't amount to a hill of beans when you lose it. And he said the only way you're going to keep this team motivated is that when Doug Peterson says we're not out the picture, what else are you supposed to say? And I was just thinking about what Coach was saying. What else are you supposed to say with this team? Because if you say you're done, they completely fold their
They
teams.
really do check out.
They really do check out. So, I mean, you got to somehow.
As opposed to what's going on now?
He said, I'm just saying. When Coach watched the 22,
he said
hard. He said they're playing hard. But you said that.
An L's an L, man.
Well, that's what we said. L's an L. Mm-hmm. But you got to keep this team somehow inspired, even though they're losing.
Yeah, you can't. First of all, Matt, they are losing, and you can't dismiss that. But at the same time, when you look at it, we're just not playing very well. We're playing; they're still playing, and I give them all credit for that, because when you're 2-8, there's a lot of frustration, and I think it's shown a little bit in Doug Peterson. But I zeroed into the 22 the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Last week I was talking about every single thing that went wrong, during the whole game. And I see the team, they have not quit, which is a credit to them.
Okay, I just want to, I respect what you're saying completely. I just want to add a little something, okay? Just a slight addendum. And I know you guys hate when I do this. It's not just the players. Because they're not coaching well either.
I was going to say, no, I will not hate that.
They are not
I will
coaching
not hate
well
that at all.
It's bad decisions. It's bad play calls. It's schematically bad what they're doing on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So it's not, look, I'm with you that at the end of the day, players make plays, players win games. I say that all the time, okay? But at some point, you've got to put them, do you not, Dave, in position to reach their maximum ability. And if you're not putting them in position to reach their maximum ability because of poor play ideas, poor, however you want to call it, okay? Schematically, formationally, whatever it is, if you're not putting them in position, that's on you as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that's part of it. I think the biggest thing to me is that at this point right now, I can't dismiss what you're talking about.
I mean, there's a reason other teams have success with less talent than this team.
There comes a time when you have to question, and I said this last week, I think, you have to question the general manager, you have to question the head coach, you have to question the quarterback. So, and when you're questioning the head coach, you're questioning the entire coaching staff. So we're just not playing well enough to win. When you look at those 6 games, the 6 that have been less than 5 points, they might have won some of those if they were playing better, but they didn't. They lost them all.
See, and here's another thing. I think everybody needs to understand this. When we say this team's terrible, we're not saying the players are bad. Talent-wise, I bet they're top 16, 17 in the league.
I'm going to put them at best middle of the pack, honestly.
Yeah, like 16 or 17, somewhere around there, right?
Best, yeah.
They're certainly not a 2-9 team. Okay?
No.
So that's kind of my thing.
yeah.
Like, we can say this team is terrible, but I think it's when we're saying it's terrible, I think it's they're not maximizing what they can be.
It's a combination.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Always is.
Listen, I never let the players off the hook. All right, all the coaching staff is supposed to do is provide information. Now, you're supposed to take that information throughout the week, and then you're auditioning. All right, everybody on that field is 1099. All right, you're an independent contractor. How you play independently is going to determine the outcome of the game. And what you're having guys out there independently not playing well, which collectively leads to offenses sputtering, defenses sputtering. So listen, coaching staffs can listen. I never came to the sideline and say, you know what, man, TC put me in a bad situation on that counter track.
Although you have come to the sideline and said, what are we doing? Run the ball. You have definitely done that.
Oh yeah, definitely in situations where I think we're at near the goal line and we're throwing the ball 3 times. I would come to the side. And me and Bo say, man, run the damn ball. What the hell are you doing?
I agree with you. Okay, but my point is this.
Because we were telling you trying to stack the stats for Brew. Yeah, we need to score some points.
This is what I hate. We can't throw him the ball because he's bracketed. Can't is not a word. Can't is not a word if you're a coach.
Yeah, but it's so funny because it's still
find a way to get him the ball.
It all belongs to all of them.
It does.
Every last bit of this. Okay, it is execution on the football field, and it is what you are supposed to either be learning or taught game week. Here's the quote from Doug yesterday, which I shot to these guys, and I wanted to bring it up to Coach, too. This is the quote from Doug Peterson, quote, "The parts that aren't carrying over to game days are obviously the ones that are holding us back, things that you would think the guys would know." Now that's
subtle, an indictment.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Subtle little shot that says, you know what, you ain't bringing it from Thursday or Friday walkthrough to Sunday.
We're giving you everything you need. You're not executing is what that is.
But guess what? Guess who controls tempo in practice?
Yeah,
players. Yeah. Players control tempo in practice, and when we call out each other. Listen, if we lost a game and our defense gave up a lot of yards or whatever stuff like that, the offense will get on the defense. We say, hey man, we don't have that crap this week. Y'all need to start tackling. And then the defense will get, if we struggled in certain areas of the game or whatever, the defense will say, hey, y'all dropping too many balls. So, I mean, that's the back and forth you're supposed to be having as a teammate. You control the tempo of the practice. Mm-hmm. You don't let anything slide.
But I think he's saying the practice is good. It's just not translating, right?
Well, that's what he's suggesting. Well, he's suggesting they know everything they're supposed to know.
He's suggesting what they're doing during week preparation is not translating to Sunday, is what he's saying.
But that's an indictment on the players, not the coaches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it's an indictment that he's putting it on them. But I'm going to tell you right now, the reason I agree with Leon on the players is that I guarantee you on the play, that number 1 and number 77 decided not to block anybody, I guarantee the coaches. I guarantee you the coaches didn't tell them not to block anybody.
Exactly.
Here's the golden rule when it comes to offensive linemen. All right, it's always outside in.
Yeah.
It's not inside out. Only time it's inside out is when the backer is right on the line of scrimmage.
Wait, so explain that. What does outside in mean?
So the guard, well, the backer has the running back has the backer, right? And then you have a linebacker standing outside, disguised as, he's not a typical defensive end. He's a stand-up outside linebacker. So the offensive lineman is always told, unless
his first priority
is always outside, then in. Which means that Anton Harrison was wrong. He was supposed to kick out to that outside guy and let the backer take the inside guy.
Right.
Only time you would take that inside guy, and it has to be communicated. What I used to do is when I was playing left tackle at Miami, I used to say Buck tough. And I would hit my hip to let the backer know, if Buck is tough, I'm taking him, and you got my outside guy. And I would scream it, Buck tough, and I would slap my hip to let him know I'm taking the inside guy.
Right.
That wasn't the same situation. Anton Harrison, as an offensive lineman, you go outside, then you go in.
He crashed in.
You guys wouldn't figure it out.
Right? Yeah. That was the problem. He crashed in.
He busted. He busted the play. He was supposed to go block the outside guy.
And it makes so much sense when you say it that way, especially when your eyes, you can see what's in front of you and what is to the right of the other guy, right?
Yeah.
As a right tackle, you can see the two individuals that may crash the party, and you got to make the right decision.
Yeah.
Like our guys, for example, to go along with that, and I know maybe we're getting a little too technical here, but when they're putting the two linebackers up in the A gaps, and everybody's across the board, there's like 7 guys standing there.
Right.
You have to make a decision. If your back cannot handle one of those linebackers coming inside, then you got to push it and make sure that you leave the outside guy alone, because you can hot off of him or do whatever.
Right.
They didn't do that. Our backs can't block.
But that's on
anybody
Mac, though.
Straight at the quarterback.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Mac's got to make that protection.
What Leon's saying is correct.
Yeah.
If you got a guy that's a pretty good blitz protector at back, and our guys are not blocking anybody.
And another thing, Coach, the reason why they did that alignment against us, because we're in pistol. And they know it's much harder for the running back to come around the back, the quarterback.
That's why you got to slide the protection over and make it come from the outside.
By the way, that's coaching.
Yeah,
that's a defensive coach who realizes that back can't get to him quick enough.
Yeah, and that's the ideal situation. That's when his eyes glisten. It's got a gleam in him because he's excited, because he's got a matchup nightmare for the other side to deal with. All right, you guys log on to YouTube. Show that shirt because you can stream us throughout the entire. That's why he's wearing the shirt that says The Godfather, okay? Because he understands how it should have gone. All right, so let's get into it. Let's ask this one basic question coming up, because we just talked about play calling, about scheme, and all this kind of stuff, whether it's middle of the pack roster. If you stripped the play calling duties away, if you fired your offensive coordinator, let's put it that way, would this team's results on offense change? In other words, would the roster be good enough to make them better, or would a different set of plays make them better? So let's think about that just for a second. Let's get into it. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring in today's show. You can get all sorts of opportunities to look at a strong lineup of SUVs, pickup trucks, beautiful sedans, economy cars, pre-owned, new, whatever it might be, on both lots. Check out Beaver Chevrolet on Phillips Highway, online at beaverchevrolet.com, and Beaver Toyota St. Augustine right there on US 1. It is XL Primetime. Our coach is hanging out with us, and we're talking Jag Ball.
Don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again. Ever.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Players spend a lifetime building their bodies into finely tuned muscle machines.
Obviously, you want your star wide receiver to be in top physical and emotional condition.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Do the Garber Wiggle, Garber Wiggle, 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 Garber Wiggle. It's the time of year all our customers love. At Garber Auto Mall, every 2024 must go. Take advantage of thousands in discounts on all new Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle. Do the Garber Wiggle, Garber Wiggle, 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 Garber Wiggle.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Florida's weather is unpredictable. Don't let the Epic Chill catch you off guard. For reliable heating services, call Epic Cool Heating and Air. Keep your home cozy all season long. Call 904-859-EPIC, 904-859-3742.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
1010XL celebrates high scorers.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes.
In class and on the court.
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it. They do it, whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Ready to sharpen your aim or find the perfect firearm? Come to St. Nicholas Guns and Range. With a huge selection of guns, ammo, and accessories, plus Jacksonville's best indoor range for every skill level. They've got everything you need to hit your target. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, their friendly experts will guide you every step of the way at 4630 Blanding Boulevard or online at stnickguns.com. St. Nicholas Gun and Range. Gear up, shoot a lot, shoot better.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Denny Thompson here. They're still growing. Tyson Sound & Security is looking to hire a master electrician. Are you or someone you know a master electrician with residential experience? Candidate will start at the industry's most competitive pay. Apply online at TysonSoundAndSecurity.com or call to apply 762-1000. Tyson Sound & Security hiring a master electrician offering top-notch industry pay. Call to apply 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
If you're like most Americans, you have a ton of credit card debt and you're paying insane interest rates on that debt every month. Same for car loans and personal loans. Stop getting ripped off. let Loan Pronto consolidate that debt for you at a significantly lower rate using the equity in your home. Hey, it's Prosper here, and Loan Pronto's Express Equity Line of Credit can get you up to $500,000. So you can consolidate your debt in as fast as 5 days. Their average client saves over $1,000 every month by doing this. Right now is the best time to act. With an Express Equity Line of Credit, you can access up to 90% of your home's equity, usually without an appraisal. Don't put it off. Get your financial house in order for the new year and call Loan Pronto now to see what you can save. It's a free quote and there's no credit pull, unlike the other guys. Call now, 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
The team at Hidden Hills Golf Club invites you to book your next round of golf with us. At Hidden Hills, we love the game, and we'll provide you with a memorable golf experience at one of the most unique golf courses in North Florida. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Oh, 20 minutes after the 2 o'clock hour. It's always fun. We love hanging out, that's for sure. Big Searcy, Matty Hayes, our head coach, Dave Campo, Joe C., of course, RJ cranking it, that's for sure. We've got a XLP to the CFP coming up in the 3 o'clock hour, and here comes the judge. That's going to be college football related, but we spend most of our time while Coach is here talking Jaguar football. And as a matter of fact, the NFL as a whole, because last night you saw Miami at least get up off the mat and beat an LA Rams team that kind of looked pretty hot. They crossed the country, second road game for them. They win that game. And at least it creates a little discussion that we were having pre-show that we will get into coming up here in just a second. But the question was asked. If you get rid of the play caller and you keep the same set of players and change the plays, or whoever's running the show, will it be different than what we're currently dealing with right now? Will that solve a problem? Or if you had the same play caller but different players, would it be better? You can't do that. We know you can't do that. So the very simple question is, if you get rid of the play caller and change things up, is this team going to be any better offensively?
No, I don't.
And why do you think?
Because the roster is really not that good, especially on the offense side. With all the interchangeable parts on the offensive line right now, they got a couple of guys down. I mean,
injuries have had a big effect.
Injuries has been an effect. I mean, Trevor's not playing. I mean, so you're dealing with Mac Jones. You're dealing with running backs on blitz situations who throw elbows instead of crashing in there trying to stop linebackers. We don't find ways to get to BTJ, who's the number one receiver on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a Gabe Davis sighting in the last game. You know, it was good to see him catch a ball or two. I don't think I'm gonna say this: they're 1099s, they're independent contractors. Everybody there is individually assessed and evaluated.
Right.
And we had too many losses and not enough wins when it comes to execution.
So I don't think play callers is the issue. And Dave, see if you can back me up with this.
So slow?
Hang on, I'm going to tell you this. It's not the play caller. It's the scheme. It's schematically and formationally what they're doing. They're not getting guys open.
Okay, that's the same thing, though. But that is the same.
No, it's not the same thing. Play calling is completely different from what you do schematically. Am I right, Dave?
Well, you are right there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm talking about that playbook.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I know, but my point is, I don't know that you can fire a guy mid-season and completely bring in a different playbook in.
You can't.
You can't.
That I totally
You can
understand.
change some things formationally, but at this point, it's all in. This is what you're using. Good or bad, this is what you're using.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, my feeling is that if you're going to fire the offensive coordinator with this team right now, you're firing the head coach, because I think they're one and the same. I really do. Everybody's on press and all that. I think that they're on the same page with what they're doing. But I would have. We said it, not just me.
Mm-hmm.
Last year at the end of the season, I thought they're not going to fire anybody on offense. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Doug took over the play calling, and he didn't do it. So there's definitely something to the effect that, and the conspiracy theorist in all of us is that if you fire Press Taylor, then it's all on Doug Peterson.
Yeah. Now you've peeled back the curtain.
So now you if you keep them, you can always blame somebody. And I hate to be that way, and that's a conspiracy theory.
Because honestly, this offense has stalled. It has been figured out, at least in the eyes of defensive coordinators. It becomes predictable. It becomes easily defensed. It becomes and by the way, they did score some points 2 of the last 3 games. They have gotten up in the 20s, but we know how many times they've scored in the teens. We know how many slow starts that they've had. We know this time they scored on their second drive and then did not. They just basically disappeared.
Right, well, also, the 2 previous games, they had a hot quarterback. That's why they scored points.
Well, in the second half.
Yeah.
Let me just
exactly.
Let me just say this. If we're going to be realistic about this, I've got the first drives right in front of me here.
Yeah.
Talk to
me. The very first one, 73 missed a block clean, and the
You're
Blitz
talking about
killed,
the great Blake Hance. It's just easy there.
And Blitz killed number 4. Okay, that was the first drive. So that kills the drive on 3rd and 10.
Right away,
That's Tank, that's Tank not picking up Blitz.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next drive on 1st and 10, sack, number 4 and 77, the one that they don't block anybody.
Right.
So all of a sudden it's 2nd and 18. Then 3rd and 17, they get 12 to 17, 12 yards to 17, but they got a punt. They go to the 3rd drive. He fumbles the snap. Okay? The 4th drive, I'm talking about offensive drives.
of course.
The 4th drives, they had the pass interception, and this was in the second half now. I'm talking about the second half.
Right.
And that's the one they throw the interception number. Either 0 runs the wrong route or Mac doesn't know it's a route. It's an interception.
Well, you don't know because you're not smart enough, according to Doug.
Hey, Coach, what you're saying, that has nothing to do with play call.
That's the point.
That's execution.
That's my point.
That's poor execution.
It's true. It is true.
So, to me, they didn't in the first half. I'm not going to go through the drives again, but I'll tell you in the first half, they were terrible on first down. Well, you get terrible on first down, good things do not happen to you.
And they were already 30th in the league on 3rd down coming into this game.
And it doesn't matter whether they're short or long.
Yeah.
But here's what I said yesterday.
8 are the same with this team.
I want to see what your thought process is here. This is my point about the offense, okay? If you are game planning the previous week for the Vikings, okay, if you're the OC, who knows who the OC is, okay? Let's just say it's Joe Cowart.
Right.
He's game planning for
Average
the
at
Vikings.
best.
Right. He's game planning for the Vikings, okay? He's watching game tape. He's watching every game they have this season, right? Every quarter, every snap.
Correct.
You can clearly see that the Vikings like to blitz on 1st and 2nd down.
Right. Correct.
Adjust your play calling for that. Instead of just trying to bang your head against the wall and do what you do, because if we do it right and everybody does their job, it's going to be successful. You can't do that. You've got to do something to slow that rush, right? Which means, I don't know, and I said this yesterday, mixing a screen every once in a blue moon.
Matt, they do that. I've been in offensive coordinators meetings where they talk about tendencies. They talk about first, second, third down tendencies. They talk about what they do in those game time situations, and then they counter it with a play of what we could do. I've been there. I've been offensive coordinator.
I know.
By the way, you want to know?
I got news for you. They do it in high school too.
That's what I'm saying.
And you want to know why Brian Flores kept calling blitzes? Because they were working.
Because they couldn't figure it out. Yes.
They were working.
That doesn't make any sense to me, because you watch the film, you talk about the tendencies, and then you come up with plays to counter those tendencies.
Yes.
And then they don't go use them.
I love this on the text line. Kevin O'Connell or Ben Johnson, and he's our favorite Johnson right now, or Shanahan for calling plays with this team would be at the very least a winning record. Like Matt said, schematically, it's horrible. That relates hand in hand with the play calling. And one thing he just finishes his point is that steal someone else's first 15 plays, copy them, and see if you could do something in the first quarter, which is not a bad idea right now.
And let me just say one other thing, okay? We all have different opinions on certain things, but in the first half, the script, okay, they were 3 and out on the first drive, right?
Yeah.
They were in cover 2, and he threw the ball poorly, and 17 couldn't make the catch. It was the one that was up over his head. So they would have, if he throws the ball correctly, that's a completion, and the drive's going. The second drive, they drive down and score a touchdown.
And
so
then
the
they weren't heard
script
from
part
again.
of it is not the issue. To me, I don't know that they adjust that much during the course of the game. That's the issue if you're going to talk about play calling.
And, Coach, we were doing this yesterday, and you might even think of this because you've been in this actual arena. I can just see you looking at your play sheet going, oh, wait a minute. All right, they just did that. All right, now I'm coming back with this.
Right.
I'm going to counter that move with this move. And that is what? In-game coaching, correct?
Right.
And so that's Matt's point is that they all of a sudden, it's checkers versus chess. They're not in the same
That's why
game.
I'm not letting them off the hook. I agree players make plays, but if they keep coming at you on first down and blitz, you go on the sideline, you say, hey, let's go out in double tight, single back, and have two receivers on the field side and run scissors. That's how you get him open from being bracketed.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
Right.
And that part
That way you have max protection and Brian Thomas is getting open and you throw the ball.
Yeah. Because, by the way, Justin Jefferson, they tried to feed him.
Bro, I mean, it's
I'm gonna say what Doug,
ridiculous.
I'm going to say Doug said, if I would tell you, you wouldn't.
Right, I know that. I understand all of that, right? But my point is, it's just, I mean, if I consider and come up with a play in 30 seconds on how to get somebody open, how do they not do that on the sideline?
So let's make this the 10-10 take right now because, again, it's the offensive coordinator is usually the most vilified and the backup quarterback is usually the most beloved.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
We always say you can chop it up over a good meal. You can definitely solve a lot of problems with a good belly full of ribs, chicken, pork, turkey, whatever it might be. Just check out your local Sonny's and enjoy some delicious barbecue. Most popular guy is the backup quarterback. Most ripped guy is the offensive coordinator. That's just how it goes. Whichever side of the ball, I guess, is not faring well, that's the coordinator that's getting ripped. But the bottom line is press is public enemy number one. He remains that. And Mac Jones probably had that label, hey, let's see Mac under center. Let's see what he can do. Well, we all figured that out. He's not as gifted or as good as Trevor, and so maybe that will quiet down just a little bit. But here's the other thing. On the other side of the ball, you know who was playing? A backup quarterback. Sam Darnold was a backup quarterback from the jump. J.J. McCarthy was supposed to be the presumptive starter. All the other rookies started. Drake May is starting, even though he didn't start the season. But you get my point. J.J. McCarthy was going to be their guy. Sam Darnold was, here he is. He's a retread. They plugged him in. They started out 6-0, lost a couple of games, and that guy was the best player for the Jaguars defense on Sunday, and they couldn't beat him. So he was the backup quarterback, and this football team could not take advantage of it. And so they have got to figure it out. I 100% agree with you guys. It's player-related. It's coach and scheme-related. They have got to figure it out somehow, some way. That's the 10-10 take. What do you think?
I agree. Absolutely.
Because Sam
Darnold, who wanted to give the game away to us, gave us 3.
Yeah.
Should have been 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the other kick in the shorts when it comes to all this. After watching what you watched, and we heard Doug Peterson say this yesterday, that the guys are all still in it. There's still stuff to play for, and we all looked at each other like, what? What are you talking about? Let's set up the AFC playoff picture for you.
Yeah, this is really interesting what he's going to do right now.
Let's set up this AFC playoff picture for you because here is where they are right now. Jacksonville is a 2-win football club. The 7th team right now in the postseason, they could punch their ticket if it started tomorrow, are the Denver Broncos. Can you beat Denver right now? Are you good enough? I'm not sure, but you'd be in a game with them. They are a 5-5 football team that is right now the 7th AFC playoff-bound team. Next team on the bubble, the Indianapolis Colts. The team, one of the 2 teams that you beat, the Indianapolis Colts are 4-6, and they are 8th in the AFC playoff picture. The Bengals, 4-6, 9th. And then the 10th team, the team that won last night, the Miami Dolphins, barely got up off the mat. They're 3-6. They are 2 games out of the playoff picture. All this team needed to do was get 1 or 2 of those, and they'd be 1 game out of the playoff picture.
Here's the problem.
So you're saying there's hope.
No, well, heck yeah, there is. But
it's frustration.
But all I can tell you is this team has not shown one thing that they can win in the fourth quarter. So going forward, they have to do that before they do anything.
It's the truth. It's the truth. As bad as the Jets are, they're 1 game closer to the postseason than the Jaguars are. They're only 2 games out right now. All right. So
look, I don't want to be the guy to say this, but I have to say this before we go to break.
Yeah.
I mean, is it possible that fumble at the goal line by Etienne in week one
just
did it?
Unreal.
Is it possible that just unraveled everything?
You guys wouldn't figure it out.
It's XL Prime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Get down to the bank Sunday, December 1st, when the Jaguars go head-to-head with division rivals, the Houston Texans. You won't want to miss our My Cause, My Cleats game, when your favorite players get to champion causes close to their heart by wearing custom-designed cleats. Lock in your seats now for a 1 p.m. kickoff by calling 904-633-2000 or visit us online at jaguars.com/tickets. We'll see you there.
Movember is Cancer Awareness Month, so educate yourself on the risk factors for prostate and other cancers. Take charge of your health. Many cancers are highly preventable. Trust the physicians at Ackerman Cancer Center. AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 12, 1933, the first NFL football game on a Sunday at the Philadelphia's Baker Bowl, the Eagles tied the Chicago Bears.
Hey, it's Linda Beaver. Whether you're new to the area or a longtime resident, you deserve the best and shouldn't settle when buying or servicing your car. At Beaver Toyota, we have built our reputation on trust. You can trust us to provide you the best price, the best selection, and the best experience. You can trust me, your neighbors can trust me, your family can trust me. We will not let you down. Come see us at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine to let our family take care of yours. Trust me, we're here to wow you.
I'm living proof that with Rebound Rehab, you can bounce back and get back in the game. Joe C. for Rebound Rehabilitation, and they helped me recover from an ankle injury that had me down and out. Their team of physical therapists ensure you'll get the best treatment you need to recover and regain mobility. From back, shoulder, and neck pain to a nagging knee or arthritis, Rebound Rehab can help form a game plan through therapy and exercise, complete with an app so you can continue to recover at home. Check out reboundrehab.com. 8 convenient locations.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hey, gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's ChadAndSandy.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. November is Veterans Month, and Awaken 180 is honoring all active duty veterans and spouses with 15% off our entire program, plus the same free support for life all clients receive. Celebrate Veterans Month with 50% off at Awaken180weightloss.com.
Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
Value or flavor? Price or taste? Why choose when you can get both with everyday deals at Sonny's? Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, and all-you-can-eat ribs for just $19.99. Yep, you heard right. All your favorites are now available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
If your IT, data security, and your office copiers are operating perfectly, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, as your technology partner.
Advanced Business Solutions.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars analyst Jeff Lageman with an observation from Sunday's game on Jaguars quarterback Mac Jones.
You know, and I've been watching Mac all through training camp, and the one area that you can tell, and even if you watch his preseason games, is that when his feet get a little happy, his accuracy goes out the window. There are some guys that can do that, but some quarterbacks have to have the foundation for them to make really good throws, and he had it on that early drive in the ball game, and then as the game wore on, the foundation started to erode, and you could tell that his feet just weren't very settled as the game wore on.
Jeff Lageman this morning on Jaguars Today. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Having a good time on a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. You can find both of them online. Real easy to shop the virtual way. And you can, of course, head to the lot. Give me great people. That sales experience, always important, and the service behind it, really important. Check them both out. Beaver Chevy on Phillips Highway, Beaver Toyota in the AUG. So we'll stay on the Jags a little bit more with Coach before we turn him loose, and then big picture looking at the rest of the National Football League. So you guys chime in on this, and we've been talking about the play caller and whatnot. So Matt Eberflus's job's on the line, right? That's fair to say. Do you remember that Caleb Williams-led team, Leon, that beat the hell out of Jacksonville? Do you remember that?
I do, absolutely.
And yet they have fallen on hard times, and they can't get it right all of a sudden. And I firmly believe ever since – I hate to take a shot at the big uglies or the big sexies, as you call them. But ever since they tried to do that 4th and goal with the lineman and he fumbled the football, they haven't been the same since. Anyway, they fire their offensive coordinator because they're trying to make sure they protect their number 1 overall pick. And Matt Eberflus is a lot of way trying to protect his own behind. So we have seen coordinators get bounced up until this point. Head coaches have been fired. You're just trying to at least change the narrative somehow, somewhere.
Well, I mean, the head coach had to do what he had to do because based upon how the demise of Caleb Williams over the last couple of weeks, you know, he was high flying when he first came in, you know, and as you watched him the last couple of weeks he's struggled. I think he's struggled because he has a tendency to do what he did in college. He holds on the ball too long. At this level, you got to get rid of the football. You got to get rid of the football.
He drifts a lot.
He does. He drifts, and that's hard on linemen too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're a lineman and you're expecting a guy to 5-step, he drifts 7. That makes the protection even that much more difficult. And then he runs around. He runs around and he holds on the ball too long. You've got to get. I don't know if it's the system. I don't know if it's the offense, or I don't know if it's him. But I've just seen from what he did against us to where he is right now. Clearly, you can see there's been some dissension.
I also think, and I don't know this. I'm just guessing here. Caleb's got a strong personality. My guess is he said something too. Like if it wasn't working and he wasn't feeling it, he had to have said something, right?
Maybe.
And okay, I'm not trying to say Trevor doesn't have that type of strong personality, but I think Trevor seems to me like a guy is whatever you want to do, I'll get it done for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he's not a complainer,
right? He's not a complainer.
Not saying Caleb is, but I get your point.
Right. I'm not saying Caleb is, but I think Trevor's more of a guy of, all right, just tell me what to do and I'll get it, and we'll do the best we can. But I think Trevor needs to, at some point this offseason, sit down with Shad Khan and say, we need to do X, Y, and Z. If you're going to pay, we're paying you $275 million. What do you want?
Maybe
that's what Shad needs to say to him. And then Trevor shouldn't just say, well, whatever you want. Trevor should say, we need X, Y, and Z, period.
Maybe he can get the dinghy and motor out to the yacht.
I don't know
that's anchored somewhere off the coast right
because,
now.
Look, they've invested a hell of a lot of money in that guy.
I would like for our XL Primetime peeps, because they're everywhere. If anyone's part of the Coast Guard, if anyone's out there on the water and has seen the yacht and can see anybody helicoptering in or anything like that, please let us know what's going on.
Dell saw the GM on the lot.
Yeah.
Took a picture of it, you know.
Oh, yeah. Edill's been all over this one, too. Right. So, yeah,
right.
just let us know.
Look,
I want the Coast Guard to report to XLP if you don't mind.
That would be good.
Yeah.
My whole point is, look, you guys can complain about Trevor Lawrence. He's not X. He's not Y. He's not this generational guy. Whatever. They've committed to him. Okay.
Yeah.
So my point is that, like when you fire the coach, when you fire the GM, because they're doing both. There's no doubt about that at this point. Okay. Unless they win 7 straight and all of a sudden they're 9-8, they're getting fired. All right. So when that happens, I think the first thing, if you're Shad Khan, you do is you bring Trevor into your office and say, and I'm not going to pay you $275 million for nothing. Tell me what will work. And then Trevor has to have the internal fortitude to say, we need this. Not, well, it'd be good if we got this, or if we could, or whatever you want, Shad. We need this. Right, Leon?
He should say lineman, lineman, lineman. That should be the first 3 words he says.
Right.
Better believe it.
Guard, which some idiot said 8 months ago.
And look, and Matt definitely leads the parade as far as, begging for that interior offensive line presence. And we've all said this at one point or another. If the offensive line doesn't work, nothing works. And that includes the defense, because the defense will get worn out. I've said this forever. You don't give any time to develop. You're punting, your defense is back on the field, they get worn out, and that cycle is never ending.
Vicious.
But the other part of it is that we will never know how good, Coach, a Trevor Lawrence-led team can be if they can't get it done up front.
Yeah, I mean, you win up front on both sides of the ball, and there's no question that our offensive line has struggled. I mean,
the Bears ruined Justin Fields. Honestly, they did, because they couldn't protect him.
And by the way, Joe Burrow is still operating under duress. He is one of the most.
He's a freak, though, man.
He is one of the most enjoyable
sucker,
quarterbacks to watch, and he took another beating the other night.
Right,
and that's against a Baltimore defense that doesn't necessarily get after the quarterback, but he still made play after play.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we know exactly what the formula is, but we were just having a fun discussion. Like, where will they go if they have the number 1 overall pick? Yeah. And this is something we'll debate. I hope we're not debating all the way till April, but it will be one of a hot topic for a lot of people. They have got to get bigs up front to give this guy a chance. Correct?
I don't think. And not just the interior, like I've been saying. Guard, they need tackles too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I think Anton will be fine, but they need a left tackle.
And Anton may be your left tackle.
Yeah, I mean, they may have to go get another.
Yeah, very, very possible.
I want a dog out there, man.
Well, that's what he was at Oklahoma, and played well as a right tackle. I'm not going to say that he's on lock there or anything like that. I don't know.
I might rather have Will Campbell at left tackle.
Right.
Well, they desperately need a lot of savage individuals on that offensive line.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not the sexy pick. It's definitely not the sexy pick. I remember when Jerry Jones, Johnny Manziel was out there.
Yeah.
And it was like, Jerry's going to get him. He's going to take him, whatever. And his son said, listen, you need offensive lineman. And they picked Zach Martin. It wasn't a sexy pick, but guess what?
Correct.
Zach Martin's going to be wearing a gold jacket.
Imagine if they traded up. I don't care if you had to give picks away in the future and got Jackson Powers Johnson. Imagine they traded up and got him early in the second round. You've got then a center or a guard at that point. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Who's a really good player.
And the other part of that is the most important part is you weren't talking about trading up into the first. You're talking about trading up in the second. That's where he was. And look, when we did our mock.
Same with Cooper Beebe. Same thing.
And here's the reason why you want to get your offensive line young. You want them to get young so they can grow together.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're cheap.
And they're cheap. You want them to grow together instead of getting the grumpy old men inside that we got interiorly. You get them young and let them flourish as a young offensive line. Next thing you know, you got a young flourishing offensive line for the next half decade or so.
And that's kind of when Dak, if you use that Dallas model, that's when Dak had his best years, right?
Yep.
Well, that's the problem this year is their offensive line is nowhere near as good as it was.
They've kind of lost all of them, the Smiths, the Martins, all
What
those
did you
guys.
say yesterday about Johnny Manziel with the Cowboys? Like everybody wanted him to pick Johnny Manziel, and he was like, no, Zach Martin.
Yeah, well, that's Steven did that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right. But that was Leon's point. He went, no, Zach Martin, and then look what happened.
Yeah, and thankfully for them, Jerry probably said, son, I'll let you have that one. And he's probably in the back of his mind going, thank God.
Listen, trust me, offensive linemen are never the sexy pick until you need them.
Yeah.
Until you need them.
Well,
Listen, I wasn't the sexy pick when I was just Steelers drafted me in 92. Yeah. They were supposed to go get a running back.
Well, you were sexy. You just weren't sexy.
I wasn't sexy pick.
You're underestimating your ability, Leon, not as a player.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I knew I was a player, but I'm saying
you saying player or player?
Player.
A little bit of both. But no, but as a fan base, you don't appreciate the offensive line until you need them.
That's exactly right. It really
Sometimes
is.
I think coaches don't appreciate the offensive line until they need them. Because anybody who would look at that line last year and say, yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Now, the other part of this is and we will not be able to solve it now. We really won't truly know the answer. But there are a lot of really, really good quarterbacks that have lived in this league for a long time with marginal offensive lines because they're so savvy and they invite the blitz, they invite pressure. And Mahomes actually is living testament right now to that. He'll just say, come on. And then he zigzags. And look at what Lamar did the other day, or the other night, when he ran 50 total yards to gain 10. It was just nuts. So there are guys like that. I would love to see Trevor become that master of using his legs and his arms.
Two of the biggest plays in this game this weekend was Darnold running.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Two of the biggest plays and to give him a chance to win.
Yeah, and when he needed to keep it alive, he did. All right, we got to turn Coach loose, and we head into the 3 o'clock hour. But as we go, I just have to point this out. Our XLP picks. and Coach listen, he's a competitive son of a gun. And we had two players that went 1-5 last week. We had one go 3-3 and another go 4-2. And there's controversy everywhere, but there's no getting away from him. Coach, you went 1-5.
What?
Yeah, one, and this was after Leon.
Welcome to my world, bro.
This is after Leon went 6-0 last week, closing the gap on you by a couple of picks. You went 1-5. He went 3-3. Guess what that means?
Well, listen, my strategy is to get out of picking first. You guys have been living off me for 10 weeks. Yep. Now I get to listen to you and go opposite some of you guys.
That sounds like an
two
excuse.
At the top are tied. There were 2 1-5s. Matt, you were also 1-5. So we will enjoy.
Yeah, I'm giving up on this year, man.
Yeah, no, you can't even say that. You can't even say that.
Hold it.
I'm the Jags right now. Yeah. I'm giving up.
No, you cannot throw in the towel or act like you're throwing in the towel. All right, Coach, always good to see you.
You bet.
We will head to 3 o'clock hour, our XLP to the CFP. We got plenty of college football to throw your way. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us either on YouTube, over the air, or on the stream. However you're getting it, we definitely appreciate it.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Hey, bro, come through today, bro. We got a wrap, bro.
There are great plays.
Dives ahead for the first down.
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Touchdown!
The performance-painting high-performance play of the game on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Injured in an accident? Have mounting medical bills? Can't work? Don't worry. Zach's got your back. I'm Zach Von Rowan of Von Rowan Law. I will fight for the compensation that you deserve. Set up your free consultation at zachsgotyourback.com.
Mia here for MyBookie. Our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. MyBookie is the one book that's got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, straight up action. Does your other sports book pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Step 1, use our promo code 1010XL. That will double your bankroll with a 100% deposit bonus right from the jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. Stack that with MyBookie's risk-free Thursdays. Why wait? That's right there, a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds your money. Sign up now and get your double deposit bonus with MyBookie, the best sign-up bonus for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour. With benefits, that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer. I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2024 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners, do you need custom large metal fab gates or automatic gate controls? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they stand on the reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So call Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and
you back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Corona Premier. Just 90 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. It's a light beer that... Wait, this is a light beer? But we shouldn't really tell people about... Right, that's why I'm here. Sorry. Corona Premier, unexpectedly, light beer.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville Koozies, it's me, Soccer Sam, for Salvatore's Pizza. Rochester, New York's favorite pizza is now open in Jacksonville, Florida, Tapestry Park at the Loft Hotel Plaza. Daily $10 deals, dine in with beer and wine, and delivery at salvatores.com. The famous Formoso family brings Salvatore's Pizza, Rochester's favorite pizza, including our 32-piece sheet pizza for your next event. Go with me, baby. Salvatores.com.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASE certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace-of-mind warranty on those repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I just cannot say enough good things about my friends at Pella Windows and Doors. They have the highest quality products, the strongest limited warranties in the industry, and they just flat out look amazing. But don't just take my word for it. Consumer Reports still has Pella rated #1 in all 3 major window categories, so why not go with the best? Call them today or visit the Pella showroom, and be sure to ask about the latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows. That's Pella Windows and Doors on Phillips Highway, and tell them Mike sent you.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. After Florida State announced the releasing of 3 coaches with 2 games left to go in the season, Mike Norvell spoke to the media on the decision and FSU football not playing up to their standard.
Decision to to change the 3 coaches. Obviously is it's hard. I mean, those are great men and they're great coaches, and obviously this season and where we are is not to the standard of anyone. In all reality, not to the standard of them either. The decision to make the change was one that I deemed was best for the program. Obviously, we are going to bounce back. We're going to bounce back quickly. Obviously, it's my job and my task to make sure that whatever we need to do to help accelerate that process.
Norvell states there's tremendous interest in the openings, including from the NFL. It's 79 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
I'll tell you what, we came out of this college football weekend with so many questions and storylines developing. It is nuts. You could have a bunch of 6-2 teams in the SEC. You could have a bunch of, I don't even know, one-loss teams in the Big 12, maybe even in the Big 10. Some saying missing the championship game would actually be better for you. All kinds of craziness. All right, so it's a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Thanks to them. We love them, and you can definitely check them out. They are there to wow you. But let's try and wow you right now with some college football talk, because real quick, before we get this whole thing going, this past week, which we really don't ever get to spend enough time on, Leon, you obviously had to eat an L.
We did.
And that's the last thing you wanted to see happen, but it ain't the end of the world. A loss in November before kind of felt like it was, and this time it ain't.
Yeah, well, listen. Kirby said it best. You can learn from the loss. All right, you can learn from Mommy's on the bye week.
And Kirby's learning right now.
Yeah, he is absolutely. And Mommy's got a bye week this week, so they've got to simmer. They've got to soak in this loss. And I even heard Mario in the interview. He said that this loss needs to hurt. Absolutely. I posted on Twitter. I said this is what happened when Mommy plays with its food and doesn't eat. They've been. Every week in and week out, slow start, come back, and they've been bit them in the cheeks of what Georgia Tech. So.
You always got those funny lines during the Kane games. You know that?
Yeah, well, I'm emotionally attached.
I do know playing with the food is a much better way to describe. They have given up 28 or more in 5 ACC games, which is just crazy. All right, so here we go. RJ, roll it, my man.
Time to drop some college knowledge on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Modelo, the official beer of the College Football Playoff.
I can just taste it right now. Just opening that bad boy up because there will be plenty of cervezas whenever we settle the top 12 in the College Football Playoffs. So get you a good Modelo, a Modelo Oro, and enjoy it as we march through the rest of November into December and beyond, okay? Because we've got 12 teams. Championship game will be played
January 20th.
January 20th. It's just unbelievable. All right, so let's do, because tonight they will reveal their second week of their college football playoff rankings. They are tuned in right now, Leon. So let's give them one little thought on the outside looking in, and then let's go 12-9, my brother.
When he's saying they're tuned in, he means the CFP selection committee is tuned in. Us right now.
Exactly.
Oh, of course they are. Absolutely.
They're getting our info.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the teams I've got on the outside looking in. I've got Colorado. I got them on the outside looking in right now. I've got Miami on the outside looking in.
Wow.
Yeah, I've got Miami. Yeah, you don't lose a Georgia Tech. I don't know what happened. So my number 12 team is Georgia Bulldogs.
Okay.
All right, but they're out because Boise State is going to be the FCS. I got them at 12. I've got Notre Dame after they healed the mud stomp Florida State by 7 touchdowns. They're at number 11. At number 10, I've got Tennessee. And at number 9, Sweet Home Alabama.
Ooh.
At number 9.
Okay.
Bama's back.
All right, I like it. Go 12-9 for me, Maddie.
All right, I had to drop Boise State back down to 12.
You did?
I did, just because there's just so much going on up in front of them. Another difficult road game for them, by the way, this week against San Jose State. That's Kenny Niumatalolo is doing a terrific job there at San Jose State.
As many years as he was with the midshipmen, it's nice that he was able to land on his feet.
Fantastic job.
Yeah.
Number 11, I got the Dogs, and Georgia's season is now simply this. Beat Tennessee, move forward in an elimination game, lose, and you're out of the CFP. They are not getting in if they lose. They're out. All right, number 10 is Penn State, whose best win this season is a home loss to Ohio State. Number 9 is Indiana, and I think the big question with Indiana is this. Do they fall out? Let's say they go to Columbus and lose like 38-3. Do they fall out? Is that it? Or because they're 11-1, they'll be 11-1 in the Big Ten. Do they just get an invite because they're 11-1? They played no one.
Yeah, it's true. All right, it's a good question, and I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. But let's just use this, and we may even carry this conversation on later. But a one-loss Miami in the ACC, or for that matter, a one-loss SMU versus, say, a one-loss Indiana, who does get kicked to the curb? Is it a one-bid league for the ACC? Is there an extra Big Ten team that gets in there as a one-loss team? There's all sorts of layers to this. It really is something.
Well, who has the commercial eyes?
It's the truth. Eyeballs.
Well,
all right.
Indiana surely doesn't have the commercial
No, they
eyes.
don't. No, they don't. So, all right, I'll go 12-9 with my Ole on the outside looking in. I'm kicking Georgia to the curb right now. Okay? Because there's trouble right now up in Athens. And they may be right back in this bad boy with a win over Tennessee next or this coming Saturday. But I just figured I'd toss them to the curb right now, and then I'll welcome them back with open arms if they knock off Rocky Top. But right now, there is problems up in Athens. So I've got them on the outside looking in because they're a 2-loss team. Miami, if I put Miami against Georgia right now, who wins that game? A little bit of a toss-up, isn't it?
Miami and Georgia?
Yeah. It's a little bit of a toss-up. Now, Georgia's struggling offensively. Miami can't stop anybody.
The worst part is we're hesitating about that.
Exactly.
That's the worst part.
So I'm putting Georgia in the Ole spot. I'm putting Miami in that 12th spot. You can't keep losing to Georgia Tech and expect to get some respect. That's as simple as it gets. So I'm going to put them 12th. They're still alive. They're a one-loss team. They still can win their championship, which I moved Boise State up. I kind of bought into Maddie's logic last week.
They're in your top 4 then?
Yeah. Well, I just put them 11.
Okay.
So I'm not moving them into the top 4, but I moved them out of that 12th spot. So the Broncos taking care of business against Nevada. So I basically am giving them some love. You're talking about what Ashton Genty's done right now, 1,700 plus yards and 23 touchdowns. So I've got them 11th. I've got Notre Dame 10th because of what they did, as Leon described earlier. And then Alabama, Milroe is back to being Milroe. And when he's that, he is almost indefensible. So I'm putting them 9th. All right, let's go 8 to 5.
All right, my number 18 is the Lane train. Lane Kiffin got it done. The talk was he couldn't win the big games at home, 28-10 to Georgia. I'm very impressed, especially defensively. They beat him up on both sides of the ball, man. That was a kicking, absolutely. At 7, I got Penn State. At 6, I've got Indiana, and at 5, I got Ohio State. That's going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah.
That's this Saturday, right? Ohio State and Indiana?
No, next week.
Next week. Okay, next week. All right.
Hoosiers got 2 weeks to prepare, baby.
Nice.
2 weeks to prepare. All right. My number 8 is Texas, and honestly, I don't know why. They haven't beaten anyone. They literally haven't beaten anyone. Think about it.
You've piqued my interest. Hey, they beat the Gators this past week.
I don't know. Honestly, I have them at 8. It's basically all based on potential and eye test, because if I had it based on what their resume is, they shouldn't even be in the top 12. But there they are at 8. My 7 is Ole Miss, and no one has looked more impressive in back-to-back wins over Arkansas and Georgia. They just look like they're dialed in right now. After losing 2 games on just 2 fluke fourth-down plays against Kentucky and LSU, the reality is they should be unbeaten, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're fashioning a impressive season right now. Number 6, I got the Vols, baby.
Okay.
I got the Vols at 6, and I'm feeling that defense and I'm feeling that run game. They're more Georgia now than Georgia is, actually.
This is interesting where this is going right now.
They are more Georgia than Georgia is. That's all I'm saying. And if Nico can make a couple throws in that game, if he can hit 1 or 2 of those deep balls, because as we've seen, Georgia is susceptible to the deep ball.
Yeah.
Georgia has given up, you ready for this? 13 plays of 30-plus yards. Last year, they gave up 16 in the entire season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Georgia is susceptible to that deep ball. If he hits a couple of them, it might even be a rout. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But that's dependent on Nico playing well, which he's in big games. He has not played that well. All right. Number 5, I've got the Buckeyes. Just get through the game against Northwestern. Don't have any injuries and set up that Hoosier game.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. All right, my 8 to 5. I've got Penn State. Don't want to, but have to, is what I wrote down next to their name.
They're just like Texas.
Yeah. And by the way, it's interesting the way we look at these teams, because Penn State fought hard at home and barely lost. Texas did not fight very hard at home and got their ass handed to them. And so it's funny that I'm still putting Penn State behind them, but here I am. Tennessee, I've got number 7. Win over Mississippi State. Everything hinges on what they do in Athens, because they've got to prove that they can take that show on the road and not screw it up. Ohio State is 6th. I just put ... next to their name. That was it. Number 5, Ole Miss. And I wrote it down as a massive get-off-my-back win for Kiffin. That's what it was, destroying the Dogs. So I've got them 5th, 4-1.
All right, my number 4 is SMU. There's going to be a collision course. Of all things equal, Miami and SMU should play each other in the AC Championship game for it all. Basically, it's one and done. Whoever wins that game is either going, and the other one's going home, basically. Number 3 is BYU. I got BYU at number 3. Number 2, I put them in there because, like you said, they ain't played nobody, but Texas. Texas is my number 2 team right now. I think if they play, listen, I would love to see them and Ole Miss play in the game for the championship.
Let me tell you something, bro. They might lose this week at Arkansas. This week.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I love calling upsets early.
I love it. Absolutely. And number 1, I got Oregon number 1.
All right. My 4 is the Canes. Still the best team in the BAC conference.
Okay. So you're still putting them there. All right.
Still the best team in the BAC conference.
All right.
I will say this. We are headed towards Cam Ward against Kevin Jennings in that ACC championship game, and that will be high drama.
Yeah.
High drama, that game. That will be a lot of fun. Believe me. We've put up with some bad ACC football for a couple months and probably 3 months. But that game between those two dudes, woo, between a 5th-year senior and a freshman.
And by the way, Jennings just barely got that job after the other guy kind of, fouled it up. I was going to say it a different way.
Jennings was not the starter. Stone was the starter at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Boy, what a game that's going to be.
I'm surprised you're a little lenient on the games. I'm a little bit more harsh.
It's not that I'm lean. It's not.
I dropped them out.
I think they're still the best team. I think every team has a bad game, so I'm not gonna penalize them that, even though their schedule is just so soft.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I still think at the end of the day they play SMU and they're gonna win that game, and they're going to get in.
Okay.
5 ACC games where they have given up 28 points or more.
Yeah.
One of them now.
Yeah, it's like their defense is averaging giving up 31.3, I think, a
it's
game
crazy.
in
It's
ACC
crazy.
games, which is just embarrassing.
All right, who else you got?
Number 3, I got BYU, and honestly, I don't know if you guys stayed up that late because I was up a quarter to 2 in the morning. That was a game that Utah just absolutely blew. Utah had that game so many different times, including the call where Utah AD Mark Holleran said that, it wasn't a hold and they got robbed. It was absolutely 100% a hold.
Yeah.
It was. Now, here's what I say about that. It was a textbook hold, but I don't know that you can make that call on 4th and 12 in that game. So I can understand what he's saying, but, I mean, that was very, very childish what he did.
Yeah.
Very childish. And I will say this about BYU. They could lose at home to Kansas. They could clearly lose on the road to Arizona State. And they could lose at home to Houston. They got 3 games that they could lose any of them at this point.
Yeah.
Any of them.
Yeah, the crazy thing is they haven't lost any of those that they could have lost.
And here's the even more crazier thing. They can afford to lose one.
Yeah.
And still get to the Big 12 championship game and play to get in.
They're playing well.
I can't believe I'm saying this.
He is saying it.
Road tie.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
At 2.
When we went through the first 8, I'm like, he doesn't have Alabama anywhere in these first 8 slots. That means he's putting Alabama back atop the SEC.
I got road time, man. I do. I look at all these teams, and I think, I don't know. Like, I don't see. There's only one team that has a player that can literally carry his team.
Okay. All right.
One team of all these great SEC teams, and it's Jalen Milroe.
Okay.
And, of course, number 1 is Oregon. And unless something crazy happens in the last 2 games of the season they're at Wisconsin against Washington, they will either be the 1 or the 5 seed in the playoff. That's the best lock you can have.
Yeah. All right. 4-1 for me. By the way, on the outside looking in, I put the Buckeyes 6. I've got C-Daddy and Buckeye Nation all sorts of mad at me. Like, what the H is going on? What are you doing putting them there? Well, we all agree right now we've got Oregon as the best Big Ten team only because it was in their yard that they were able to win that game, and they won that game.
Judged on dubs, baby.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. So I've got SMU 4. I've basically kind of just taken a look at it. The Fighting Lashleys and the Lone Star State, give them some love. Their lone loss is to BYU. Miami's lone loss is to a team that they shouldn't have lost to, especially not 2 years of running. So I'm putting SMU 4th. I'm putting BYU 3rd. By the way, the cheerleading coach was knocked unconscious during what is described as a holy war when a water bottle was hurled at her, and she lost we're talking, this is Utah versus BYU. Have some class, people out there, all right? Don't knock out the cheerleading coach.
It's the Catholics versus the Mormons.
It's
man.
just unbelievable. And I'm disappointed in the Utah side here. I'll just tell you that.
Well, first off, what is it with college football now? These guys throwing water bottles. Stop.
Exactly.
I mean, like, grow up, man.
Texas number 2. They beat a bad Billy Bunch. They're playing hard. Bad Billy Bunch. I'm still going to keep them in that number 2 spot because their lone loss compared to, like you said, Alabama as your number 1 SEC team, they have 2 losses. So that's really the only distinguishing thing between those two. And then Oregon, number 1, at least for right now. All right, you guys, that is the XLP to the CFP. Thanks to Modelo. Get you a cold cerveza and enjoy the college football playoff. Let us know what you agree or disagree with. Hit the text line, 641-1010.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Get ready to roar into the weekend. Get everything you need to know for your weekend on Pregame Friday.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
Brought to you by Dream Finders Homes.
Duval, baby.
On 1010XL.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing and winning with Prize Picks, and you should too. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your dough roll in. Think Brian Thomas Jr. will get more or less than 80.5 receiving yards? It's just that simple. And now, you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when my picks hit, I can get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run, your game.
Did you know you can charge the all-new Honda Electric Prologue in the same receptacle as your phone? You don't need these special charging stations at your home. Simply plug in your Honda or your phone. See your local Honda dealer now. We're electrified.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here. And fellas, we all know that athletes train every day to perform better on the field, right? Well, what if you could enhance your performance in the bedroom? No training required. That's right. I'm talking about that secret weapon, Blue Chew. A chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin that ships right to your door in a discreet package. No doctor visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's all online. Their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. They also have Daily Tag that contains 7 essential vitamins. And it's chewable too. And now you can try Blue Chew for the free ski. That's right, for free on me. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL. You only have to pay $5 for shipping. Turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL. Let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
When you're shopping for insurance, you might say, "What? Huh?"
I'm so over this.
But what you really need to say is something that could actually help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
When you get a local State Farm agent, they can help make it easy and help you choose the coverage you need. Plus, they're available online, over the phone, or even in person.
I'm so into this.
Call State Farm agent Catherine Baustert in Middleburg at 276-2112.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Picking here with a message from Zero Res. You gotta just love this time of the year as we reflect on the things that matter most. Families, homes, the holidays, and of course football. They're very grateful for you all, the good people of Jacksonville, and they want to thank you. So get ready for the holidays. Book today and Zero Res will clean your carpets for only $49 a room. Plus, they'll give you 25% off your tile cleaning. This one fills up fast, so book now on both carpet and tile. Zero Res, fill it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Well, Florida Home AC keeping us cool, that's for sure. I need to keep cool right now because I have put on the judge's outfit, okay? I am all wigged up. I am all robed up, and I'm getting ready to go because we've got some good college football discussion that we have brought into the courtroom, and we're going to make these two argue one side or the other on this beautiful Tuesday. So, RJ, let's crank it up.
Here comes the judge. Order in the court.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Okay, now you can log on to YouTube and you can see this beautiful getup that I've got because I am fully wigged and robed, ready to go. And here comes the judge, brought to you by Campione Law. If you find yourself having to go in front of the judge, you better make sure you've got the proper representation. And so you need a group of local attorneys that can help you with whatever challenges you might have. Make sure you log on CampioneLaw.com. Check out Chris Campione, his entire crew, and they definitely will be there to help you. All right, I'm going to present it to our two. Well, it could be one side or the other. I could call one the defense attorney, the other the prosecutor, but however we want to go with this, I'm just going to ask you a very simple question. Name the team in college football right now that you would not want to face. Pretty simple. The team that is red hot right now that you would not want to face. Leon Searcy.
Yes, Your Honor.
Make your selection.
My selection is Ole Miss, Your
You're
Honor.
selecting Ole Miss as the team
I
you
am,
would
absolutely.
not want to face right now. Matt Hayes, please step to the microphone and announce the team that you would not want to face right now.
The Ducks of Oregon.
Quack, quack. The Ducks. Okay. Oregon is an undefeated team. There are very few of those right now roaming this earth. So I get that. And I get Ole Miss after what they did to the University of Georgia. You guys both passed on a couple of other pretty good football teams. Begin your argument, Mr.
All right.
Searcy.
Your Honor, my client was born in Lincoln, Nebraska, May 9th, 1975. He is the son of the late, great Monty Kiffin.
May he rest in peace.
Defensive coordinator, who was the father of the Tampa 2 defense, by the way.
He is. Great.
My client inherited this job in 2019 with a 4-8 record.
Wait a second. Is your client Lane Kiffin or is your client Ole Miss?
Well, listen.
Order,
Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm getting
We'll not have unnecessary outbursts.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
Get control of this courtroom.
No, Your Honor, my client inherited this team in 2019.
I object. It's not his client.
He is making his case. I'll allow it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. He got the job in 2019 before I was thoroughly interrupted.
See, my game is to get him off his game.
No, don't get me off my game. My client has built this team from scratch, and from the NIL money to transfer portal to recruits. And this year might be its best year. With some untimely losses to Kentucky and overtime to LSU. He has gone into South Carolina and gave them the beatdown. Arkansas and gave them the beatdown. But his masterpiece, Your Honor, was last week, Your Honor. At Ole Miss, Georgia came in town. My client was told that he couldn't win the big games. But oh, did he ever. He put the whooping on Georgia. 5 sacks, 2 fumbles, and an interception. So my client is not only Ole Miss, but is the Lane train, which I'm aboard. Lane Kiffin. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Well stated, counselor. We now have to move it
I'm
to
surprised the judge didn't give him a train horn or something, you know?
Well, I happen to be a
Homer
fan
judge.
of Lane Kiffin, and I might have a helmet signed by him that says Hotty Toddy in my chambers, but I'm not even going to go into that right now. You have selected Oregon as the team you do not want to face right now.
Which 3 days ago I wrote the column at USA Today, what he just said about Lane Kiffin.
He may have borrowed from your writings. We don't know.
Your Honor, since my esteemed colleague won't speak about his team, I will.
Right.
He continues to speak about the coach, which I agree with him. He is a terrific coach. I'm not denying that at all. However, the team, Your Honor, the team lost at home to the worst Kentucky team since Mark Stoops'
Your
first
Honor,
season.
is he referencing to my team or elaborating on his team?
I'm going to allow him to continue his.
All right, go ahead.
His testimony.
All right. The Ole Miss team lost to the worst Kentucky team since Mark Stoops' first season in Kentucky. It's a disaster of a team in Kentucky, and they went into Ole Miss.
Your Honor, I object again, Your Honor. He is clearly
overruled.
You ain't getting me off my game, sirs.
By the way, you want to speak about getting off the game? Look into the producer's area right here. Slide over, RJ. He is in the YouTube stream as well, and he is another judge that if I lose control, he is ready to come in here and take over at any moment's notice.
All right, Your Honor, continuing with the focus on the team and not the coach, okay? The team lost to Brian Kelly's worst team at LSU in his 3 years there. Both of those losses came on inexcusable fourth down gaffes by the defense. Now, my team, let's get to my team, Oregon, the Oregon Ducks, okay? They are the only unbeaten Power 4 conference team left in college football, okay? They are the number one ranked team. The whole argument against Oregon in years past is their defense. They can't play defense. So what Oregon did is they hired Dan Lanning away from Georgia. Get a little defensive effort into that program. They're now number 9 in the nation in scoring defense, number 9 in the nation in total defense, 27 sacks. They forced 14 turnovers. They're 7th, by the way. While all that on defense, they're still 7th in the nation offense, third down conversions. And what Your Honor talks about all the time, it's all about getting third downs and getting off the field on third downs. And that's exactly what Oregon's doing. They have the best win of anyone so far this season, beating Ohio State earlier this month. And they'll get another shot at the Buckeyes, more than likely, unless Indiana does something funky, in the Big Ten championship game.
All right, I have to rule on this. I've heard both sides of this argument, and it is a good one when you consider Oregon is the top-ranked team in America. And I'm not saying that Matt Hayes is a front-runner by picking them or anything like that, but the evidence is there. They are top 10 on both sides of the ball, and he also knows he can cut into the warm side of Judge Joe here, knowing that I'm manning the landing.
Third down.
I'm manning the landing ship too. I love that guy as much as I love Lane Kiffin. I love both of these guys. And Leon made a great point. Right now, you can argue about what Ole Miss didn't do earlier in the year, and that may be something that you can use to try and win your side of the argument. But there's no getting away from how good they were this past Saturday when they dominated. Lane Kiffin, when they stormed the field, said they had been working on this game the entire offseason because of the way they got manhandled. It was impressive. Like he and Billy Napier both said the same thing. One showed it, the other one didn't. But I still have to rule.
I object, Your Honor. You're bringing Billy Napier into this argument. I object.
I wish I hadn't. I still have to rule right now, and I have to rule in favor, unfortunately, an unbeaten team that's still rocking and rolling right now is still the best team in America, and I would not want to face Dan Lanning and the Oregon Ducks right now. It's impressive as Ole Miss was, and Hotty Toddy, I'll still drink to them. I have to rule in favor of Matt Hayes and the Oregon Ducks. That's just the way I see it.
Now, are we
right
done?
now.
Are we done?
Yes,
so
we
we're
are.
done, right?
Well, yes, I'll do a tag in 1 second.
The last team I'd want to face right now is Ole Miss.
Yeah, I know. Believe me. I sat there and I pondered both sides. I'm like, you can't get away from the 2 losses and the fact that at times Ole Miss looks like they can be stressed. But the one thing that's jumping out at me and the reason why I ruled in Oregon's favor is because of the top 10 offense and the top 10 defense. Unfortunately for Georgia, they rolled in there without a top 10 offense. Honestly, that's the one thing that I'm still trying to figure out with Ole Miss. Because they looked as good as anybody in Oxford, Mississippi.
I love the fact that, the narrative was Princely Umamiel, and all he does is rush the quarterback.
Yeah.
Remember that? That's why they let him go.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Florida.
Why Florida let him go.
Yeah.
Because all he does is rush the quarterback. What else does he do?
By the way, we need to make this clear. Florida did not let him go. He left.
Oh, they could have paid him.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
They could have paid him and he would have stayed.
He left them instead of them giving up on him. All right, there you go. Here comes the judge. If you find yourself in front of the judge and you need the proper representation, don't forget CampionLaw.com. Chris Campion and his entire group. They are there for you.
Is it 2-2 now or 3-1? No, I've won twice.
I'm not sure. I have not kept track.
I've won twice. 2-2.
Yeah, it's 2-2.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, here comes the judge. You'll have another
RJ, you got to keep track of that, RJ.
Keep track, right, RJ.
Yeah. Hey, RJ, with the wig, make sure they see you right there on YouTube. It is XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. This November, Nimnik Buick GMC is honoring the brave men and women who have served our country. Nimnik is proud to announce their partnership with K9s for Warriors. With every vehicle purchased, you're helping provide highly trained service dogs for military veterans and supporting the K9s for Warriors mission. And this month, Nimnik Buick GMC is offering a $500 military appreciation discount on select new Buick and GMC models. So who makes your purchase go further for veterans? Nobody but Nimnik. Shop 24/7 at NimnikBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Joe C for the Preferred Group. I saw the Preferred Group right outside the stadium at the bank on Sunday because they are diehard Jaguar fans. Look, they're just like you. They're suffering. They would love to see the winning ways return, but I tell you what, you can win with them because they know exactly what it takes to make sure they deliver on their promise. That's good quality work. Simple as that. So if you have to have a roof replaced, make sure you do all your homework. Check them out. PreferredRoofingJacks.com, and you will get a great group of people that have been in this town for a long time. Don't forget PreferredBuildersJacks.com. Gutters, drywall, whatever it might be. Check out the Preferred Group.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
Pick it here for Bound 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bound 9. Visit Bound 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bound 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores!
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Mueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? Oh, I I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
This is the Mangler. Years of playing football coupled with lifestyle left my feet mangled with neuropathy. I was experiencing burning, tingling, and numbness. I spoke with 2 foot specialists and they told me there was no cure. They were wrong. I found Dr. Nate Riddle in Ponte Vedra. After utilizing his neuropathy treatment for only 2 weeks, I noticed a difference in my feet. I was regaining my feeling and balance. If you want relief from nerve pain, call Dr. Nate for a free consultation at Riddle Wellness, 904-395-5598.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Devin Lloyd had a strong performance over the weekend against the Vikings. The teal and black linebacker recorded a game-high 16 tackles, 9 of which were solo. Number 33 was a perfect 10 while on the field for Jacksonville, and he's your Superior Fence and Rail's defensive player of the game.
If you're tired of your fence looking like a bad hair day, well, it's time for a fence makeover with Superior Fence and Rail. They'll make your yard the talk of the town with a new fence installed by their expert team.
Your fence is fantastic. My fence is giving all of my neighbors some serious pick and envy. Thanks, Superior Fence and Rail.
So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your fence installation project today.
SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club is an attractive destination for golfers all over the Southeast. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that will test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time at hiddenhillsgc.com.
This is Dr. Steve Crenshaw, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson was asked on Monday if the team is still buying his message at 2-8.
100%. I think our goals and everything is right in front of us. Despite the mistakes and the losses, obviously, it's a crazy business, and they can change. It can change for us in a hurry the other way, and get positive in a quick way. The guys haven't checked out whatsoever.
Doug Peterson on Monday. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jacks cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is that the Jaguars play Detroit this Sunday, but don't just go there and play the game. Sit down, take a class, and take notes. All right. Detroit Lions know how to do it. That's the reason why they're 8-1. GM, head coach, draft picks, free agent. It all meshes when you do right. When you do right, you look right, and everything is right. So don't just go there and play the game. Make sure you sit down, take a class, and take notes on how to run the organization.
I love that takeaway. I was going to say something else, but I'm piggyback on back of that. It's the Lions draft. They draft well. That's why they're good. Now Goff is clearly a significant free agent signing, but the reality is they were just trading one quarterback for another.
Well, they got the one that the other had given up on.
Yeah.
They gave theirs away for good capital
and got picks, right? Yeah. So I don't know that was so much a free agent as it was we're just swapping quarterbacks and getting picks. They do it the right way. They build the right way. What's that stat you always throw out, Joe, that since Shad Khan has owned the Jags, he's like only 2 teams have spent more money in free agency?
He was on the hook for over $1 billion. Now, none of these contracts were fully paid off, but he had the highest money committed in free agency.
And it doesn't work, man. It's been proven over and over and over again. The draft is the only way to win in this league. And that's, I mean, where is Mason Smith?
Yeah.
He's a second-round pick.
He landed on the injury report this week, so you couldn't necessarily call him a healthy scratch, but another inactive.
You literally could have had Cooper Beebe. Like, it's not, this isn't, again, it's not brain surgery. We're not as smart as them, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. But just the draft. You win because you build through the draft. That's my takeaway.
My takeaway is that this college football playoff is just going to be so much fun. We just did Here Come the Judge. We just did our XLP to CFP. We got shots taken on the text line like Boise State is an FBS school. The Miami-Georgia argument will go away out the window when Georgia beats the hell out of Georgia Tech.
Well, Boise State is an FBS school.
Yeah.
So's Florida.
Yeah, I know, but they're just having fun. I'm just saying all these things are just flying in.
Right.
Matt knows what's up, referring to Alabama.
That was High Tide, which, by the way, it's the first time he said anything about me other than, typically it's I'm a burger creep.
You're a burger creep,
right?
Yeah,
and now it's because I like the Tide.
He can say you know what's up, but you also forgot another texter that Tennessee did beat Alabama, and so
they did.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Tennessee rated lower than them with your poll. Sleeping on Clemson, another one. Joe C., the Catbird seat is number 5. They get to play number 12, so we'll see if they can be on the outside looking in. Is the Legend Lane Kitten over? Oregon and their 49 strength of schedule is impressive. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm with Leon on the pick. I just had to argue something else. And, oh, by the way, successfully.
Yeah. Well,
not the first attorney, by the way, who has taken the wrong side and won.
By the way, I am watching one of those old series that I like, the movie Lincoln Lawyer with McConaughey. I liked it. You remember that one?
Yeah, there's a series now, right?
Yeah, and so it's been out for a little while. But anyway, I'm watching that. I like that cat. The Lincoln Lawyer with, I don't even know what.
The little Campione vibe is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Campione's got the same kind of vibe to him, but.
Right.
But anyway, I think it's on Netflix. I don't know where it came out originally, but I don't mind it at all. I like it. It's a good show. But the beauty of all this is that we are right now just stuck with 6-2 teams left and right. So the strength of schedule for Oregon is 45th right now, according to all the people that do all the metrics. Ohio State's is 19th. Miami's is 46th. Texas is 54th. Penn State is 28th. Tennessee is 33rd. Indiana outside of the top 100. BYU 61st.
What's Indiana's strength schedule? Give me that number.
Indiana's 103rd. And then you have Notre Dame 75th. You have Boise State 59th. The ones that are the most impressive, Alabama is 11th and Georgia's 1st. Now, both of those teams have a couple of losses. And so you have to kind of, okay, let's give them some love for strength of schedule. If someone else played that schedule, would they have suffered 2 losses? Would they have less than 2 or more than 2? We can argue that all day long. Remember when we brought up the playoff indicator with Miami, Leon? Miami had the best percentage to make the playoff based on their soft schedule, and they blew it. At the very least for right now.
The first 6 teams in the strength of schedule are Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, LSU, Ole Miss, Florida. Mm-hmm. They're all SEC teams.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it just means more, man. Week in and week out, you could lose that bad boy.
8 of the top 10 are SEC teams.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't doubt it because that is what we have been treated to. If Indiana walks into the SEC, are they unbeaten? My answer is no. And by the way, I actually give credit to the South Carolinas this year for stepping up and being that team that you fear going on the road to face, to show up where Cocky is hanging out.
Yeah, they weren't in the brackets because the first thing I was thinking was South Carolina going in there, beating them, tough task.
Yeah, and by the way.
But Ole Miss, by the way, did.
Yes. South Carolina went in and had to handle Diego, and I didn't think they were going to be able to do it. They did. They easily took care of Vandy. But it's harder to go on the road. Kentucky right now offensively stinks, but they're still a very good defensive team. And so the strength of schedule definitely matters and will ultimately have a say in how this all shakes out. So I don't know whether it's going to be – we're looking at – if you take a look at the SEC right now, and I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, Matt was bringing this up yesterday, is that you could find yourself in a coin flip situation, which is just nuts to think about. But,
hang on real quick.
Yeah.
11 of the first 13 teams in the strength of schedule are SEC teams.
Yeah, I don't doubt it, because the way they view the conference more than anything else is they give them all the love. But how about this? It is very possible, and it's been put out there all over social. You could have a 10-2 Alabama, a 10-2 A&M, or a 10-2 Texas, depending on which of those two teams beats the other. Tennessee 10-2, Georgia 10-2, Ole Miss 10-2. Who are you picking?
I don't know. I mean, listen, the SEC is like the Fight Club. I mean, whoever survives is going into whoever survives, they're going to be limping into the football playoffs.
They are, and if you do get that bye, and let's just go to the quick thing we were talking about yesterday about this time, Matt. When you talk about the crazy reality of a coin flip, I just don't think we will get there. But who the heck knows? Is that there are teams that probably won't mind missing Atlanta, so they can heal up, like you're talking about.
Yeah, well,
and then
also can't lose a game and
kind of get on a roll, especially if they're going to be a fifth seed or beyond.
Well, not only that, if you're a 3-loss team, that might be a problem. That's why I want to caution everyone. There very well could be and probably will be a 3-loss SEC team in the college football playoff, because my guess is Texas is going to lose again, and Texas A&M is going to lose again. Then you've got everybody with 2 losses, and then the two teams in the championship game will both get in the playoff, win or lose.
Wow, it's crazy. I love the heck out of it. That's for sure. Can't get enough of it. Speaking of what I can't get enough of.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers, the exclusive provider of BioTarget regenerative therapy for pain. Visit GoBioTarget.com for a location near you.
Our dude, the embedded and shredded, can't get enough of Hayes Carline.
Great to see you guys.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, bro. Doing good?
Yeah. Veterans Day yesterday, very nice.
Very nice. So it was so much fun at Strings, and really appreciate everybody that came out to see us, and hope everybody had a happy Veterans Day. Because certainly, it's incredible the bravery that we have in this country.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. The team that you wouldn't want to face, speaking of bravery right now in college football, we threw it at these two cats, and Ole Miss is one of them. Oregon's the other, because Oregon's top 10 both sides of the ball.
Right. Yeah, Oregon looks fantastic. I still... I'm going down with the ship on Georgia. I mean, until Georgia is out, they are going to be my pick to win the national title, because I just still think they've got enough talent that if 28-10, gives them the final wake-up call, because I agree with you guys, they're out of mulligans.
Yeah.
But if they can go and beat Tennessee Saturday and kind of get in, I'm gonna pick them. I'm gonna pick them to beat anybody.
That team was 7-0, and then Leon's Ole Miss Rebels now, they went 28-3 and beat them.
Yeah, I mean it's the thing that I think is so interesting is it really does appear to be wide open, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's the perfect year to introduce the 12-team playoff, because honestly, it doesn't feel like maybe Oregon, we'll see. But it doesn't feel like any team is just light years ahead of everybody else. And so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll certainly talk about that coming up on the Frangie Show. Matt Hayes will join Frank to talk some SEC football, so it should be a lot of fun. And obviously we'll talk all things Jaguars, getting you ready for that big game against the Lions up in Detroit. Dan Campbell has a problem.
It's my understanding.
And that problem is Press Taylor.
My understanding is you're taking over the playbook. We're going to find out. All right, Hayes, we'll be listening.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Hayes, France, JJ, they are ready to rock and roll. We are ready to wrap ours up and get on out of here. Big Search, thanks for the nourishment today, man.
No problem. No problem.
That way. That's why you got the Godfather.
Tight later.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we had a great time. We say thanks to Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. You can definitely find them online and on the lot, just ready to take care of you. Linda and Mike, and heck, I had folks looking at cars today with their son Christian over at Beaver Toyota. So make sure you check both lots out. BeaverToyotaSt.com in the AUG on US 1. BeaverChevrolet.com right there on Phillips Highway. We done? Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Search, and Art.